podcast. I'm Vaux.
I'm Luke.
And we're back at it again. I feel like it's been a long time since we've even talked Mandalorian between the two of us.
Right. It's been probably damn near 2 weeks since we said anything of substance about it anyway.
Well, Disney just had to drop that big old whammy last week and make us, not record a Mandalorian episode and focus on that. So if you haven't listened to all of the, crapola that Disney threw on us, go do that. That's a great episode. It's long, but it's a good one, I think.
Lots of content.
So much content. Housekeeping out of the way. Housekeeping. Can we do the David Spade to Chris Farley and Tommy Boy in there? That'd be great.
That's a classic scene.
See, speaking of editing, here's where we're gonna start. Luke and I have set an imaginary goal of 500 subscribers, and when we hit that goal, I think that we will. Okay. I'm saying when because I'm being the half glass full kind of guy over here. When we
for the first time ever.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't need your slanderness. Okay. Just quiet.
Did you see the new thing? If you DMCA my thing, I could actually go to jail.
No way.
Yeah, they just changed it.
That's really great. I love that.
I know.
Good for you. So stay away from Luke's channel. When we hit our subscriber count, we want to officially put our faces on the tubes of the U. And
maybe.
No, not maybe. That was the deal. So we're going to do it. And
I might have to wear the mask.
That's fine. Put a mask on if you don't want to reveal your face. But I got some masks.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
That's right. So we're pushing for subscribers. I don't think that it's going to happen. I don't even think it's going to happen in a year, to be honest with you. But if it does, great, awesome. And we'll start putting a little bit more. What I really want to do is, pay a little homage to our, well, not mine, but Luke's favorite YouTubers in the world. Red Letter Media do a really cool thing when they're talking about movies where they kind of put snippets of the movies and the parts that they're referencing into the video, so it keeps your attention a little bit more. Not that we're going to do that every time because, let's be real.
They're not a podcast.
Well, but aren't they? I mean, because we're only uploaded on YouTube right now. So are we a podcast?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I guess we have to just like decipher the different, differentiate the podcast too.
It's nuanced.
I think that's what it is. But if we can, genre bend a little, I think that's where we're gonna go. So I would really appreciate it if you're enjoying the content. If you're listening regularly and you're not subscribed, drop a subscribe. I mean, we're probably not gonna get a lot of listeners on the Mandalorian episodes, considering they're the worst performing on our channel, but we do a lot of fun stuff as far as movie content wise. So I mean, we just did Blade, which is a terrible movie that is performing really well in the review section on our page, and we also did Mean Girls, which was the first time that I've ever seen that movie, and I'm 26 years old, and that's performing really well. So maybe we're getting somewhere. And then we also have subscriber requests that are coming in like crazy. So it's fun. We'll see where it goes. But today, we have to get back to our Mandalorian chug, as we've been doing, because once we start something, we never quit, right? I think
yes.
I think that's how it goes. Episode 6 and 7 today, both of which are, I hate to be like this, but slightly underwhelming for me as the Star Wars shill that I am. They just, I don't know, they were good, but they just were a little lacking. And I think we expected this is where we were going to go because we had that build up to Ahsoka. And then once we hit that point, I was like, I got what I wanted. I'm up out of here. And they're trying to keep it going with the characters that they're bringing in and back from last season. But I don't know.
Well, Vaux. And again, we're doing this remotely. Things have gotten...
Oh, yeah.
All kinds of fun again. So if I begin to break up or you need me to repeat myself, just say it. But
you're breaking up with me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. This just isn't working out. This is the last podcast we're doing, and thanks for watching.
Bye.
No, but I both agree and disagree with what you said. But I have I believe a whole new perspective on the Mandalorian in its current state, and it's a little bit of a negative one.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm
Okay.
sure we'll get into that towards the end. I thought episode 6, just quick thoughts. Yeah, episode 6 was okay at best. Probably the weakest of the whole season, for me. And again, we'll dive into all that soon. But the seventh episode, I'd have to disagree. I really really liked this one,
Oh
and
no.
yeah. So I'm sure we're gonna have some fun stuff
Okay.
to debate about,
Okay.
because just the biggest thing is I don't understand why they're doing all of these filler episodes in a season that only has 8 episodes. Um,
Yeah, I
the
had.
first episode was perfect. Like I said, it's the Western I want. It's got a fun character, a fun concept. We're doing something fun. At the end, okay, we're going on, and it seemed like we were gonna get into some actual story. But what I've come to realize a little bit is I think the show wants to like have its cake and eat it too, because it's both trying to set up this big overarching story while also wasting a bunch of episodes on meaningless bullshit.
Well, and we've talked about this time and time again, where we do enjoy the meaningless bullshit because it's kind of that Western where you got to have some of these episodes where he's like, "Oh, I got to get over here before I can do more things over there," you know?
Right, but it's not even being really like a Western. Like I said, the first episode of the season is the only one where I got that Western feel. Not even because it was in the desert, just like the whole vibe of the episode, I guess. And the rest of them, it's almost like we want to do the story, but we're gonna keep having the Mandalorian need to do these meaningless fucking tasks, and then maybe we'll get to the this story. Oh, not yet. We're gonna pull back a little bit, and then you realize there's only one fucking episode left, and it's probably gonna be 25 minutes, and nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, to me, and I know you're not a video game, but this or video game guy, I mixed those words together. That was weird. To me, it kind of reminds me of like an RPG because you have the main storyline, and then there's all these other side quests that you could do, and it feels like right now the writers are just stuck in all the side quests, which doesn't give you much, progression into the areas that you want to go. It's just like here's some extra, and my favorite new word that you use. Here's some extra schmeckles to throw on top of what you need to do, and then you're fine. So that's
Right.
I kind of agree with you there. I mean, these 2 episodes were very bland to me. We'll start with episode 6 here, which
Robert Rodriguez.
yeah.
Holy shit. So I was just telling our buddy Dave, who has since caved and watched all
Uh-oh.
but the seventh episode, because he said he felt like there was enough for him to get something out of it, and he even said that he wasn't as happy with this season either, and that's really what got the wheels turning in my brain today.
Okay.
But I was telling him this morning that I couldn't put my finger on it while I was watching episode 6 for like initially, but after learning that Robert Rodriguez directed it, I like felt that it was like something he did. And like the whole episode, I know that sounds fucking crazy, but like the whole episode I'm watching it and I'm like, what, where do I like I'm getting like a vibe here. And then at the end, we get honestly, probably you and I's favorite part of the episode is figuring out who the fuck directed it, with that very first credit. And I was
Yes.
like, you know what? That makes sense. This was a Robert Rodriguez joint because it's got dumb writing, stupid decisions made, and just enough fun to hold the whole thing together.
But I mean, he hasn't really done anything super successful that I have seen.
Except for From Dusk Till Dawn, which is a
Well,
perfect film.
you didn't let me finish until since Spy Kids 2,
Or a favorite of yours and I's, The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lava Girl.
Oh no, I didn't realize he did that. I thought it was just some Spy Kids knockoff.
No, he made that movie as because the characters were made up by his son, I believe.
Oh, that's terrible. That's
But they're coming
terrible.
back.
Yeah, I don't care. Um He also did. Wait, hold on. I didn't realize he did this. He also did Predators, like the 2010,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, with Adrian Brody.
Oh God. Okay, well,
Is that his name?
I don't know, but I'm also keeping my statement. He hasn't done anything good since Spy Kids 2. Because let's be real, after Spy Kids 2, there was nothing left for that series, and no one's seen Machete. No one's seen it.
Speak for yourself.
So, anyways, yeah, I feel you, but again, there was this one moment in this episode where I was just like, that it's the thing, and I'm freaking out, and that's the thing. And then once the thing happened, I was all done. And of course, the thing I'm talking about is when Slave One flies in, and you just know that Boba Fett's coming back. You just know it.
My first note is actually before we get the chapter title, which was The Tragedy, which I thought was really fucking funny.
Oh man, talk about foreshadowing.
I know. I need a Razor Crest flying shot that starts an episode supercut, because it seems like every fucking episode of this season has started with that same shot of like varying speed and success.
Well, not anymore, because we know that in this episode, the Razor Crest gets blown to fuck.
And that all starts with Grogu in heated meditation. The engravings on the side, the little writing, reminded me of an enchanting table.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Okay. I'm a Jedi guy. Like, I like the Jedi, because it's the thing. But this just...
I know what Jedis are. I've seen them before.
Yeah. This, to me, just seemed bad. It just seemed bad.
Do you think Robert Rodriguez just signed up and then got this and was like, well, what the fuck do you want me to do with this story? The fucking thing's sitting on a rock. What do you want me to do?
I mean, dude, first of all, Mando is supposed to be this, kind of like well-rounded, all-knowing guy, but as we've spoken about, and I've defended this, he doesn't know a whole lot about Jedi.
How the fuck does this renowned bounty hunter, he goes everywhere. He hasn't heard about his greatest nemesis, the Empire?
Yeah.
Or, well, I guess ally, whatever. He doesn't know that Luke Skywalker blew up two of their most expensive and, like, I don't know, impressive weapons ever built. He just doesn't know what that is.
Yeah, and I've defended it, and I'm not going to waste my breath to do it again. I'm just saying, he keeps trying to get through the force field that Grogu shot out of his ass, and it's just like, stop trying. It keeps pushing you back.
Well, that's not even the stupidest decision or thing that happens. By far, the dumbest thing that does completely just so the plot can happen is when he takes off his jetpack. That's when...
I know.
And it's not even that. Like, kind of, I get it, whatever. But if the fact that he never put it back on is the only reason that his boy was taken.
So I was screaming at
breaking it down.
Yeah, we're gonna break it down because we're gonna scoot right on by this episode. I was screaming at the television at that point because he takes it off to talk with Boba Fett because Boba Fett's all like, I know what that jetpack can do. I had one myself. And then we're just like, wait, you see things coming down from the sky and the jetpack's literally at your feet and you don't just pick it up and
you
shoot
run
up
up
there?
The side of the rock?
What in the flying? Who wrote this? I don't care who directed it. Who wrote this episode? Because they need to be slapped in the mouth. It's just... Dude, this episode is bad.
That was literally... Is Boba Fett a good guy?
Boba Fett is a no guy. Like, he just does his own shit.
Because
and he's like...
I thought he was a straight-up antagonist who was, like, this feared bounty hunter who didn't take no shit. And these last two episodes kind of make him out like he's, like, supposed to be a good guy.
Well,
and they're like...
Here's what I've picked up from that. And just because I kind of know Boba Fett's character... Because bounty hunters in the Star Wars universe, although renowned and feared, they also have, like, their own history and backstory. And Boba Fett is playing off of the, like, I'm in your debt now. because you helped me kind of thing, you know? And it's, I don't know, man. Like he's trying to say that he's a Mandalorian, even though he's not, has nothing to do with the Mandalorians. And he's just like, oh, you helped me, so now I'm gonna help you, and he's just along for the ride because they have the same helmet.
Yeah, I can't tell if that's just like, hey, we got to figure out how to get Boba Fett in the show, or what. But like,
I think it's a little bit
I
of
don't
both.
get it.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. Although,
and also,
oh, go ahead.
is Django a real Mandalorian?
No.
Because I remember we said that, and then Boba Fett did that thing with his like arm gauntlet and was like, this should prove that it's mine.
Yeah, okay, I don't, maybe then, I don't know. I guess I didn't care enough to fucking look up Jango Fett, because let's be real, no one liked Jango Fett. No.
Also, this is I'm sure this joke has already been said, but Boba Fett says more in this episode than he did in the movies.
Oh yeah, well that's because they're like, hey, make them personable. We could sell action figures, make them personable. Which also, speaking of the action figure, we have to come back to this. So remind me, that exact reason is pissing me off for episode 7. I wanted to say I did like Fennec coming back. I liked her character. She's in Game of Thrones, I believe. The girl who plays her, which is Ming something. Hang on, let me search it. Ming Na Wen. I'm pretty sure I white man butchered that, but I think she's in Game of Thrones, and she plays one of the Sand Snakes, who are like these 3.
Well, do you want an even deeper cut?
Yeah, do it.
I recognized her from an episode, or maybe she was in a few episodes of George Lopez from back in the day.
Oh, really?
She played like a teacher, and I couldn't remember where I remembered her from, and then I looked it up, and there's your deep cut of the episode.
You know what else? Now that I see digging through this too, she's the voice of Mulan, and I'm pretty sure we've said that before on the show.
But again, not as important as those episodes of George Lopez.
Sure, man. Is she in Game of Thrones? I thought she was. You've seen Game of Thrones, right?
I have.
She's one of the Sand Snakes from, also from when the guy who plays Mandalorians in fucking
Oberyn Martell.
Yeah, he's one of the Sand Snakes are his nieces or daughters or sisters or something. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe she's not. I guess that's like a stereotypical thing to confuse, though, because not all Asian people look the same, guys. I just thought that she was in that show. That's all I'm saying. Good Lord. Anyway, so I'm glad that they brought Fennec back. I think she's a badass. We obviously saw her in last season, and she was kind of like
the worst episode of that season.
Yeah, but she's cool. She's a cool character, so I'm not mad about it. And then we're jumping to this because I'm tired of this episode already. I'm so glad that my prediction was wrong, because as I mentioned in a few episodes past, if they brought in Shadow Troopers, I was about to be done with this show. But they brought in,
thankfully, they were just K2SO from our favorite movie Rogue One, and I wrote down that those initial stormtroopers that came down, I wrote that they were going to be there just to waste their resources, which makes me wonder if my dumbass, who has never done any bounty hunting ever, can know what that's for. Does a Mandalorian not know this shit by now?
I don't know, man, but the problem that I have with them is that I don't ever remember Shadow Troopers being robotic. I remember in one of the games that I played too, you could play, or not Shadow Troopers, I'm sorry, Dark Troopers. You could play.
Are you saying that they did something original in this show?
But it's not original. They just made fucking droids again. It's like, we've already seen a bunch of droids. You know, why can't we have like Republic Commandos turned dark? Because that's pretty much what the Dark Troopers are like these really specially trained commandos that are for the Empire. I don't know. It bummed me out to see fucking robots coming down to the sky with rocket boots. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know, whatever. This episode, I'll give it right now 6 out of 10. And the only reason it got more than a 5.
Damn, you just dove.
Yep.
Dove right over everything I had to say.
The only thing that this episode had going on is Boba Fett. And that was it. I'm sorry. What else did you have to say? I
Well,
wanna hear it.
well, I have to make the most obvious joke that I immediately thought of when I saw him re-armored up. More like Boba Fett.
I'm sorry I dove over that joke.
Um, my boy Boba looks like he needs to hit the Bowflex a little bit.
The Boba Flex?
Where's the tie-in deal? Because that we'll give you that one.
Can you imagine? Oh,
All I'm
no.
saying is when he reunites with the Empire, they're gonna say "open your mouth," and he's gonna make him say "oink."
Oh, man. Anything else?
I butchered that joke a little bit, but that's fine. We'll rip the Razor Crest, and I assume his sweet rifle. I think those are both gone.
Oh, no. I forgot about the rifle. That thing incinerated people.
Also, again with the poor writing, why did Boba Fett act so fucking shocked when he realized it was the Empire? Did he not just spend 5 minutes fighting stormtroopers?
I don't know, man.
And then I got excited because I wrote, "No fucking way they're bringing Billy Red Balls back." And I was very excited to hear that. That was probably my favorite part of the episode.
Oh, yeah, because the end of the episode, they're trying to find it.
I said it was partially interesting, and I also gave it a 6 out of 10. So that's interesting.
I'm glad we're on the same pathway here as we usually always are. And we forgot to mention that baby got taken. Okay,
Yeah.
done.
Well, yeah, and I was on that note. Can Grogu get a mini Darksaber?
Yeah, and you know what? I'm sorry. This guy got put on a rock, and then a bunch of stuff came out and forced things around him, and then he got thrown in jail, and he was like whipping people around, and all of a sudden, then he's like, "I need a nap. I need a nap from slamming you on the ground," and it was just disappointing to me. I wanted him to just like force choke everyone and crush their helmets. He just did a whole bunch of meditation. He should be powered up. That's just me.
He gets sleepy.
Yeah. Well, so do I after trying hard.
But let's dive into episode 7.
The Believer.
Yeah, we got another director shout out, Rick Famuyiwa. Sorry if I said that wrong. Probably. He directed one of my personal favorites, Dope.
Dope?
Yeah.
Dope?
You ever seen it?
No.
You never.
No.
Oh, it's got.
That's the movie?
Yeah, it's called Dope, and it's got the guy who voices Miles Morales in Spider-Verse.
Yeah, sorry.
And other people are also in it.
Yep. Can't help you with that one.
It's a good little coming of age tale that I very much enjoy.
Nope.
So I don't know. I thought he did a pretty good job. And then my first real note is, again, I wrote fucking Billy seasoned bald head. That's my first note for this episode.
Seasoned bald head?
Yeah, like I am, because he's a ginger, so I imagine like paprika on his head.
Oh, okay. I'll take it. About a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, because we start with a classic little misdirect joke, with Boba, and he says some shit like, "Oh, I thought you were this other guy I know," and then boom, it's fucking Mandalorian. Oh shit.
Yeah, but okay, so you're telling me that guy, but what's his name? Bill Burr's character. What's his name?
Mayfeld.
Okay, Mayfeld. You're telling me that Mayfeld doesn't know Boba Fett, but he knows Dinjar or whatever his name is, who's what? Come on, everyone.
Maybe I'll wave my hand to that one because he has he's been dead for what, like 5 years?
Supposedly.
Sure, maybe they forgot who the fuck he was.
No, not is it 5 years? Maybe. Okay.
5 years after Return of the Jedi, which is when he died.
Yeah. Right. So this episode to me, I don't know. I
liked it.
I was hoping more for from Bill Burr's character again, because he was awesome, and his character is in my favorite episode from the first season.
Yes.
And he's awesome.
This might be my favorite of the season.
Really?
I think it's under. Okay, that's wrong because the first episode's my favorite, but this might be second.
So this isn't my least favorite. Episode 6 is my least favorite, but I think it's right above episode 6. I do not think that it was just Yes, there was action. Yes, there was
Well,
story.
okay.
But it
I have
just
I have I have a reason behind my claim that we'll get to.
okay.
And it has to do with I guess how they structured out this season. Because this felt like this should have been like the third episode.
Yeah, that's kind
Because
of what I was thinking.
because I say that because it feels like a lot of this season was just kind of filler, if that makes sense. And we can get into the plot of the episode and a bunch of other funny bits I have to say, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like they missed an opportunity by not spacing out this season. As if you want to do the standalone episodes, that's great. That's what I want to see. Do those in the beginning, but obviously you want to try to tell this story of the Empire and whatever, which that has to be a larger story. That can't be, we can't do the Western thing and do this complex plot, which is fine, but I don't understand why you spend how many filler episodes have there been?
I don't know,
Two?
two or
What
three. Yeah.
episode 2 was definitely filler. This
Yeah.
one was definitely filler. The Ahsoka episode was filler. The episode 6 was a filler. Like,
I'd argue with you on the Ahsoka episode because they name drop Thrawn, and I think he's gonna be like a big main antagonist for next
well,
season.
that's the thing too. Is that also has to deal with another part of my wild and manic, I guess, opinion on the season now is that just seems to me now like it was just a fucking backdoor pilot to the Ahsoka show, because they built up the
Oh
beginning of the
no.
season. Just wait, because they built it up as we need to find Ahsoka. Okay, we're gonna find Ahsoka, and then she's gonna join us for the rest of the season. That's what makes sense. That's what I
Yeah.
thought was gonna
Yeah.
happen. Nope. Hey guys, Ahsoka's here. By the way, if you want to see that, we're gonna go make a show of hers. And then she's just gonna peace out, and then we're gonna have to spend 3 more episodes before we get to any plot stuff, and then the season will be over. Because you spent all your episodes doing nothing.
Okay, so that makes a lot more sense now. I'm not gonna argue the fact that Ahsoka's episode was filler. Because I figured that name dropping Thrawn would build up for the antagonist for next season, but since we only have one more episode of this, and Baby's obviously not going to be rescued next episode, which is airing tomorrow for us, but they are. That makes total sense that they're ramping up for the Ahsoka plotline because at the end of Rebels, she's
Yeah.
still searching for Thrawn at the end of that series. So. No. And mind you, I am excited for Thrawn. I'm curious to see who they cast for it, but that bums me out that they used that episode in a series that has been rather successful for the first live action TV series for Star Wars just to fucking toss it out to a spin-off.
It was literally, you know what made me realize it was, if you don't know, I also do movie reviews on
What?
my own
No
channel.
way.
Yeah, I do. Here and there, when they're done, they take a lot of work. YouTube.com/confused reviews for more. But I was watching an old episode of Dukes of Hazzard, one of my favorite shows. And one of my favorite episodes is actually a backdoor pilot for a show that never got made. And I was watching it and I was like, wait a minute. That's exactly what the fuck they did with Ahsoka. They have the stranger come in, obviously sidelines the main character for the entire runtime. They have the cooler thing to do. And then at the end, they go, okay, we're going to go off on more adventures now. See you guys later. Hope you go watch our show. And then the show never gets made.
Oh, no. God damn it. That makes me sad.
They really. I told you there was still time.
You know, and it also kind of reminds me like it seems like they're mirroring episodes from the first season, you know, like, oh, got to bring these people back because she's a bounty hunter, and that's what they did with her in the first season. And got to bring this guy back because he's ex-Empire and knows like Empire stuff because that's what he did in the first season, you know. And
that's also why I say that this should have been like the third episode and the last one before we get into like the final arc of the season with all that story shit.
right.
Because Bill Burr was amazing in this episode, acted his ass off. Go Willie Burr, because I did not expect this from him. His performance wise, I mean, because I'm a huge fan of Bill Burr and whatever else, but that's why I say this felt like it should have been there, because we get a little character stuff from a character that I have to assume people enjoyed enough for him to be brought back. Um, so we get stuff like that, we get whatever else, and then we would move on, and that's the fucking end of it. But no, this is the second to last episode of the season where they do nothing.
And here's the other thing. Speaking of the mirroring, didn't Mandalorian take off his helmet in the second to last episode last season?
It was the last episode.
Oh, it was the last episode? Okay, whatever. He still took his mask off, which we've talked about relentlessly at this point on this channel, that he's making, maybe, rumor has it, that he's making stink that his pretty face isn't on the screen the whole time. And then
He's a real good-looking cat. I totally understand it.
So do I, but that's not the character.
Right. Even in this episode, we get Bill Mayfeld says, why some shit like, why are you still holding on to it, whatever, like, and he still just like, he only did it because he had to.
Right.
And I like that.
So do I. Stay true to the damn character. Don't just get cocky because you're fucking
That makes me wonder, how the fuck do you not understand the appeal of your own character?
And honestly, it makes me like this character more not to know, and no, mind you, I do know what his face looked like, and I did know what his face looked like because I'm a Game of Thrones fan and I know who the actor is, but just in the character, you don't know what his face looks like. Does he got scars? Is he gray?
Well, in Game of Thrones, at the end, you didn't know what his face looked like either.
Ew, big whoop there. Big whoopsie.
Slide whistle.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, yeah. So,
but Mr. Vaux,
yes.
I do have, since we're getting all kinds of new Star Wars shows, I'd like to pitch one. It's a Boba Fett Bill Burr team up. We could call it Chrome Domes. It'd be a huge hit.
Nope, I'm done. So here's the fun thing that happened in this episode. Once they got away from the aliens that I didn't care about and the explosions that I was like, oh, cool, explosions. They got inside of the Imperial base, and our boy Richard Brake shows up. And
I know.
Listen, so we talked about this just briefly, but I want to mention it. The only reason I knew who this guy was is because of his goddamn teeth. Like, the way that guy's mouth is oriented just gives his character away. If you haven't yet, I'm plugging it. We watched right in a row the Thousand Corpses Rob Zombie trilogy, and he makes
Firefly trilogy.
Yes, he makes a fantastic, and I'm using air quotes, fantastic appearance in the third and final entry, hopefully, of that trilogy. And it is worth listening to all 15 minutes of that podcast because we have opinions. So check that out if you're a fan of Richard Brake. The other thing is he is another Game of Thrones
God damn it,
member.
You fucking stole the ball before I could say it.
Well, I knew this already.
I was gonna weave it in after your third plug was that we got, not only is he a Pick It and Flick It alum, but he's also in the same season as our boy Pedro.
That's right.
Do you think they had a nice little reunion hug after
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys are bros and they went out and got drunk after this episode. I
would love if the three of them at that table, could we just get like a podcast of that?
Yeah, that'd be great. Because Bill Burr's hilarious. Pedro's just like all over. Pedro, right? God damn, did I just butcher his name? Yeah, Pedro.
Did you just culturally appropriate?
I was I got nervous there for a minute.
Canceled.
Yeah, I know. I got nervous.
Well, also, this speaks true to myself. I don't know if you know this. I like to talk a little bit.
No way.
So I relate to this. Pro tip: maybe don't send the mouthy one on secret, discreet missions.
Yeah, dude. I would never send you on like hey, we have to be sneaky on this kind of run because you get nervous and start chatting.
No, I'd be fine. But
I don't know. I don't know, man.
But we did get some sick real life war allegories there, Disney. Thanks for slipping those right in.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't mad at the end of this episode, but it was like, The only cool part is that Bilber Mayfield just went off the rails. Just got pissed.
We got some acting from fucking Billy Boston Boy, and then he just fucking blasts Richard Brake, and I didn't see that coming, really.
I didn't either, to be honest with you, but
At least not so suddenly. I'm sure I obviously it was going to end in some kind of confrontation, but the fact that he just blasted him in front of everyone, I also thought it was really funny when that first stormtrooper just looks at him, and you can tell he's thinking, well, shit.
yeah. The other funny part is like the people that kind of, if you look in the background, there's like kind of people that kind of turn real slow. Gave me the whole kind of vibe from A New Hope when in the cantina after Obi-Wan slices that guy's arm off. Like everyone just kind of turns slowly, and then they're kind of like, do we do something? Because obviously they know that his character was an asshole. You could tell.
Yes. Yeah. He was definitely unliked, and I'm sure he got a few happy thoughts after that happened to him.
Here's another deep cut for you. You wouldn't know this. I don't know why I was going to ask you this. Did you hear him say and talk about Operation Cinder?
About the block, right?
Yeah, Bill Burr's character was like, hey, I was there during Operation Cinder, which is a plan that Palpatine put into place after he was defeated during the Battle of Endor in Return of the Jedi. But we don't find out about this plan until a little video game called Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PS4 and the Xbox One and all that.
And that's the one where Cameron
is the main character. Yes.
Which I also saw he's credited as being in this show. So will we see a surprise return in the finale? That's just stupid enough to happen.
Ah, weird. Regardless, I thought that was cool. That, again, me being the shill that I am, I just like when they bring in other parts of known Star Wars canon and lore into, the film.
You know where else they do that really well?
Where's that?
Rogue One.
Oh, no. I shouldn't even asked. I shouldn't have even asked. So, overall,
we got a sonic boom. From Slave One. That was cool.
Oh, man. I forgot about that. That was another moment that I was like, this is the thing. They did the thing that I know about,
I just went sonic boom.
Yeah, that was nice. I do like that.
But, rest in peace, Mayfeld. It was certainly sad that he died in that explosion.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But on a real note, Tosh brought this up while we watched this episode. She goes, wait, they just said that there was nothing on this planet. Where's he going to go?
Right, yeah. I don't know why he... Hey, can you give me a ride to the bus station?
You just, take him to a space station or something?
Leave him right next to the place that just fucking exploded.
Right, that people are obviously going to try to run out of there and escape, and if they come across some dude that they recognize, probably kill him.
I just realized, episode 4, the one with Carl Weathers, that should have been this episode.
Yeah.
Get rid of that episode entirely.
Yeah.
But that, we'd lose Gene's guy that way, which would be really sad.
Well, they already took that out. They took that out like a day after people spotted it.
Right, but just like the coffee in Game of Thrones, it'll never go away.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Overall, what are you giving this one? I know you're going to rank high on this, I bet.
Well, the last thing before my final thoughts is Mando reciting Moff's message exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Aside from the subtle change, I don't know if you noticed, instead of it, he said he, showing that Mando sees his boy as a real person and not, just an object.
Oh, yeah.
They're really real slick, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am a little sad that Mayfeld won't be in the finale. That's what I was hoping for. But excited to see where they go, I guess. It was a fun episode. I really did enjoy it, and it was probably my favorite of the filler episodes, aside from the first, which, again, I didn't even really think was. So I'd probably say this is like an 8.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
This episode bored me. It was just another ragtag, go recruit, do a thing, and then leave without any progressive story, which they keep hinting at, obviously, with the very last minute, let's see Moff Gideon, the big bad of this, series.
How many times have they done that this season?
Like
Is that
4.
like 4 times?
Yeah. It's getting old, and this episode
Like, do you not have enough money to pay for Giancarlo? Like,
I know.
is he only available for one fucking day?
Anyways, this is a solid 4 for me.
Wow.
Yep. Sorry to break it to you.
Even lower than... You just said you liked it more than Boba Fett.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean...
How the fuck did it lose 2 points in the span of 5 minutes?
Because I am just getting tired. Just getting tired of it. And it just wasn't... I mean, put together well, sure. Bill Burr's character, great. A little bit of action, awesome. But it's just meh.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, well, that's why we have a podcast, because we are able to voice our opinions, and we don't have to agree with each other.
A 4? No fucking way was this a 4.
Yep, sorry, brother. I will rank it higher than last episode.
Spiders higher?
Yeah, the spiders was awesome. That was fucking great.
Oh, get fucked.
Well, again, maybe it's because it was the first time that I saw, like, go do a thing in this fucking season, and not the 5th time that we saw go do a thing.
Right, so that leads us to, what do we think's going to happen in the finale? I don't have anything written up for that.
Listen.
But what do we think, and how do you feel about the season now that we're damn near done?
I do have one thing written up that I wrote this up while I was going over my notes at work today. I don't know what's going to happen for the finale, because I thought we were going to see a lot more in this episode than we did. And quite frankly, I don't have any effort to put in, like, I wonder where they're going to go with this, because they are not giving us enough to think about,
Yeah, it's catch-22, because we've gotten quite a lot right in terms of predictions, in terms of where we thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
But these last 2 episodes really threw everything the fuck off for me, because after the Ahsoka episode, it made me realize, fuck, we're just treading water.
Yeah, and I mean, 4 episodes ago, we saw the whole Moff Gideon turn around, and there was troopers behind him, and it's kind of like, oh, shit, like, what's going to happen here? So we obviously knew, we got hints that these troopers were going to come back and do something. We haven't gotten anything besides, I'm coming for my boy, and that's about it. So my prediction is, he's coming for his boy. That's what he's going to do. That's all I got.
Well, yeah. Well, absolutely, he'll be fucking trying to get him back, but I assume they're gonna do an Empire-like ending where it ends all dour and sad, and he's not gonna have made any fucking progress. The episode's either gonna be like 45 minutes or like 25, and I feel like they really missed the mark in terms of planning out the second half of the season, I feel like. And
Yep.
I don't know. I was really, really impressed with the first half of the season, and I thought it was going to be better than the first. And then we just kind of did the same thing over and over, and instead of a story or the Western thing, they tried to do kind of both and managed to do neither. And that's kind of a bummer.
They're really drawing it real short here, and they're coming up way behind the mark of expectations for me. So I'll find out tomorrow and then tell you our thoughts next week. That's where we're at.
My headphones just fell out, so I don't know what you just said.
Well, that's great.
What's that?
I'm just wrapping up the episode. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Perks of doing it over the interwebs.
Crisis.
Make sure that you subscribe if you made it all the way through. We appreciate you.
Or never come back. Go on, get.
Well, I would appreciate if you did come back. I'm being very optimistic about it, because I think we can get to our goal and go from there. Until next time, subscribe. New movies usually. I'm saying usually because who knows what's happening. On Mondays, and Mandalorian is usually on Friday, but who knows? Who knows what's going to fill the spot? Until next time.
Have a good existence.